Hello, welcome to another episode of Leo Interviews. Today we have John Hambacher with us.
Hi, Leo. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Let's go ahead and get into it. Tell me a little bit about you.
So I am a father and a grandfather of two, I think, gorgeous little girls. Although I'm kind of biased, a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old. I used to work in corporate America for some, fairly big names like Microsoft and Amazon. And I am retired as of a couple of years ago, but doing a little bit of business coaching right now. But enjoying life with my family and enjoying travel and food are a couple of my other interests.
Oh, that sounds fun. What is your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
What's my biggest challenge? I think the biggest challenge I have, if I look back on my life, is when I was growing up, and really all the way mostly through high school, I was a pretty, I'll call shy or reserved kid. I was a little bit scared of what people thought of me, a little bit worried to put myself out there. And the challenge was when I got into high school, I realized this isn't fun. I don't like being this way. I don't like feeling awkward or nervous. And towards the end of high school, I decided, I ended up going to college after high school. I decided at the end of high school, I didn't want it to be like that anymore. And that when I go away to college, I'm going to try to be totally different and not be someone other than myself, but just be a little more courageous about putting myself out there, meeting people, 180 degrees different from what I had done before. And it was hard, and it didn't take overnight. It actually took, probably 10, 15 years to fully play out. But, someone who was at one point nervous to pick up the phone in my job and call a colleague, now I'm more than happy to get on a podcast with you or get on a business call with your dad or other things that would have, back in the day would have freaked me out a little bit. And now it just overcoming that was absolutely huge and really set the stage for the rest of my life.
Mm. I would say that what is something you are proud of yourself for?
Oh goodness. There's a few things. I've got pretty good self-confidence these
Okay.
days. But I think the thing I'm most proud of is my marriage and my son.
Mm-hmm.
You think family is really, really important. So I've been together with my wife since I was 18, she was 19. And we've been married for, let's just say, a good long time, and not throw any big round numbers out there, but and we've made a life together, and we have one son who's now 28, and he's now a father. And when I think back on my life, and when I think back on why am I where I am, and why am I as relatively happy as I am, it's because of all that. It's a really, really, I'll call it satisfying. Proud. You could say proud, but it's more deeply, deeply satisfying to think that maybe I did some things right along the way with with a relationship with a spouse and with raising our son, and now we get to be around our two grandkids every day.
Oh, nice. Also, guys, I flipped my beanie the other way because I did not want to get caught out by the brand, so I just flipped it. So guys, this video is not sponsored, so please do not sponsor it in comments. If you do, I will send a piece of nail poop in your mailbox. So do not comment the word sponsored, okay? Anyway.
All right. So then that means I can't guess what's on the other side of the beanie.
You could guess. The video is not sponsored, but you could guess.
I mean, based on the color and based on the state that you're from, I'm going to say Big Blue, but I could be wrong.
No, it's actually this smoothie brand that's back
Okay.
at our home in Texas. But
All right. Well, then I was totally wrong.
Well, I mean, I guess you were a couple states off if you think about it, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
What is a way you think we can all change the world?
The way that we can all change the world. Yeah, when I think about, I'm going to key first on the part of your sentence where you say we all, because there's a limited number of people who grow to have big influence, like presidents, CEOs, other big leaders. But that's not many people in the world that can have that kind of influence. So I'm going to answer focusing on the we all, what we all can do in our day-to-day lives. And to me, it's about taking care of your family, taking care of your community, participate in life, participate in, whether it's coming out for an event in your town or being a volunteer for the local school, or doing stuff with your kids, or things in your community. There's a lot going on in the world nowadays, and some of it can be confusing at times, scary at times. But humans were made to relate to one another. Humans were made to have relationships and conversations and things like that. And so a way we can all change the world, I think, is keep participating in life, real life, not digital life. Digital life isn't really real. Being in the same room, or, we're on Google Meet right now doing this podcast, and this is way better than, sending messages to each other on Twitter or Instagram or something like that. So participate in real life with real people and have real conversations.
Yeah. Because I think, like, today, like, the tech industry, well, I think some parts of it are really good. And I do think it's fascinating. I think, like, too much is bad for you. Like, if you have, like, too many pizzas, you get fat. Nobody wants to be fat.
Right.
In the same way, nobody wants to be, like, electronically glued, and nobody wants to be the person who doesn't want to go outside and touch grass,
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Goldilocks, too much, too little, or just right. And the reason that we're on this podcast today is because I met your dad. And I don't want to make this about your dad because this is your podcast, but it's to illustrate
I mean, feel
the
free to
point.
talk about my dad, really.
All right. Well, he's a great guy because I know you're recording it, and I would also say he's a great guy if you weren't recording it. But my point is, I met your dad digitally. I met him through a digital interaction that turned into a phone call, etc. But we quickly moved to actually conversing with one another like you and I are, and getting to know each other a little bit and understanding each other. And I know you guys live in Texas, you spend time in Michigan at what sounds like a beautiful vacation place. I'm in Washington, in the Seattle area. So I don't know for sure if I will ever meet your dad or you face to face, but this is still a human relationship. And it was facilitated by some of these digital tools that helped us connect. But to me, that can't be the only connection.
Yeah. When you were scared, what is something that helps you feel brave again?
Usually when I get, scared, anxious, nervous, it is what kind of calms me again is experience. And I have the benefit of being older, and I've done things, I've lived through things, I've had other scary things in the past, and I can step back from whatever I'm facing and go, okay, how big of a deal is this compared to other stuff that you've survived just okay? And that helps a great deal. Now, if I was younger, I didn't have all that experience, and that becomes a little harder to do because I don't have that personal experience of living through it, surviving it, whatever. But I think if I was younger and thought about it, saying, even though I haven't experienced this before, tons of other people must have, and they've gotten through it. And, it's maybe it's not that scary if it's something that other people have gone through and have gotten through. Okay, so maybe I can, calm myself a little bit and kind of get through it myself.
Nice. Well, I would say, what advice would you give to your younger self?
It's funny. It's along those same lines. If I could talk to my, I forget. I think are you around 11, 12 years old? Yeah. So if I could talk to myself at your age, I think what I would say is don't worry so much about what other people think of you. Don't worry so much about feeling awkward or teasing or whatever. Um, the thing I've learned in life, people don't actually think about you as much as you think they do. And it's really easy to get up in your own head about, oh, they think that I'm weird or awkward or like whatever adjective you're worried about. I spent way too much time when I was a kid and a young adult worrying about that, and in the end, it didn't really matter. The thing that I've done since then is I've lived my life, I've made my choices. I think more good choices than bad choices, and I'm proud of the choices I've made overall, and I'm proud of the life I've created with my family. And all the stuff I worried about, if I could tell my younger self, that stuff really doesn't matter as much as just learning who you are and living your life.
Mhm. Well, that's going to be it for today's episode. Before we end, do you have anything else that you may want to say to the viewers?
Do I have any what? I'm sorry.
Oh, do you have anything else that you may want to say to the viewers?
Well, I mean, first, thank you for watching. It's great to be interviewed by someone like you, Leo, and actually think it's fun for someone like me to think back of what things were like when I was a little bit younger, and so that's been a really valuable exercise for me. And I hope anyone watching this takes that time sometimes to just reflect on when they were young and reflect on stuff like this. So. But thanks for having me on the podcast.
Yes, of course. Oh, wait a minute. I realized something. What's that? Plot twist. Because guess what? There's actually one last question. This is the greatest question of all my questions of questions. That question of my questions. So are you ready?
Well, I'm sitting down, so yeah, I think I'm ready. Go for it.
Okay. If you could describe your bed in one word, what would it be?
Describe my what?
Your bed. Like the bed you sleep on.
My bed. One word only?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Pillowy.
Okay. That's a amazing adjective. I love simple but yet effective adjectives.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I had a ton more at 2 words, but you kept me to 1 word, so that was a really good challenge.
Well, that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. Of course, it was nice meeting you, John.
Nice meeting you, Leo. Have a good one. Thanks for having me
Nice
on.
to meet you too. Until next time, guys. Bye. Wait, guys, I just want to point out something real quick. In case you didn't know, I have a secret YouTube channel. Yeah, you heard me. A secret YouTube channel. Yeah. Anyway, it's called Leomon. I just recently made a new episode. Probably when this video gets released, I'll probably have a couple of episodes. But Leomon is going to be my gaming channel. If you can't find it, just search at Leomon dash something, the line that goes like this, 0. And you should be able to find me. But yeah, so please subscribe because I only have 2 subscribers on that channel. So please, guys, go subscribe. No text and until next time, guys, bye.